fifth advantage on real estate is principal paydown. Under principal paydown, the loan balance decreases each month as the tenants pay off your house. But please never ask your tenant, when did you decide to buy a home? They are buying it. It's just they're buying it for you. Advantage number 6, real estate has longer, more predictable market cycles. And this can be a huge advantage that can increase your wealth. Longer, more predictable market cycles mean that as real estate markets go through cycles of expansion, equilibrium, decline, and absorption. Now, you can tell which part of the cycle real estate's in by looking at market data. In expansion, we see new schools, we see new roads, we see population growth, we see that it's a seller's market, that there's not enough housing inventory. Houses are flying off the market in 5 days or 7 days. When we get into equilibrium, it might take 120 days to sell a house. It's no longer a seller's market where people are getting into bidding wars. In equilibrium, you might be able to negotiate some closing costs. You don't see new schools and new shopping centers popping up left and right. You're steady Eddie, but your appreciation starts to slow. During decline, you might see people start to move out. You might see companies closing down and losing jobs. You might see school enrollment drop a little bit. You certainly see housing starts stop and building permits start to drop significantly. Then in absorption, you start to see a lot of foreclosures and things like that. But during absorption, the foreclosures from the decline period start to slow down, and you start to see inventory starting to get absorbed and prices start to rise again. The smartest investors buy high return assets in markets that are at the end of decline and are stabilizing and ready to expand. This may lead to higher, more stable returns in markets likely to recover lost value. Because you can more easily predict these cycles and they take a longer time to be able to be seen, real estate can be much less volatile than the stock market, which may change on the whim of consumer confidence or retail sales in December or what announcement the Fed made or who bombed who in the Middle East. There's definitely more stability in real estate cycles than most other markets. And when you're working with ROI Wealth Watch, one of the huge advantages our listenership has versus other people who only get the 12 advantages of real estate is we've spent over $200,000 on proprietary software, which tells us which markets are the best and selects the top markets, submarkets, and the best properties within these markets. Doing this has cost us thousands of hours, and we've analyzed over 280 markets in the United States, and we've been able to identify and pinpoint the highest ROI and cap rates, the best debt service ratios. This software tells us the equity potential. It tells us the affordability ratios where you're most likely to cash flow and have huge returns. It covers things like vacancy, unemployment, job growth, population growth, income levels, and median home costs, which are all extremely important to picking the right investment properties. It tells us the number of foreclosures. We know the absorption rates, the days on market, the percentage of asking price that's received during negotiation. We gather the crime rates, the school test scores, rental data, the average age of the housing stock, and the time that it takes to lease out the properties. Properties in the best markets provide better income potential while also being safer even if the market drops. Because if you're making 12 to 15% return on investment, you don't have to sell even if the market drops because those returns are still outstanding. Having all of this data pulled together all in one source where we can glance at it and be able to tell where things are going tells us where to go to buy and when to buy. ROI Wealth Watch has a nationwide bird's eye view analysis which helps our clients know how long to hold and when to exchange into the next hot market to maximize returns and double or even triple cash flow as you expand your portfolio.